come from Spain. I'm a marine biologist, and I've been employed by the University of Southern Denmark the past 2 years. And my job is basically going all around Denmark and try to find porpoises and record them with the drone. We do this because we almost don't know anything about Harbor porpoises. They're very difficult to see because they're very small, and usually they're also like in quite murky waters. So we thought that this could be a way to study the behavior if we were able to get an aerial view of what they're doing. We don't know if they're social animals, if they're solitary, and how do they take care of their youngs. We basically have very little information. So this way we can try to get to see how they live. So this is part of a project that is called Secret Lives of Bats and Porpoises.
How is animal behavior studied?
Well, it's usually just by us observing. So that's why we have more information in behavior in terrestrial animals. In aquatic animals, for example, dolphins, they're easier because they sometimes, or killer whales, when they have more stable groups, and then when they also are bigger, for example, you can take a photo of the dorsal fin, the one on the back, and also the caudal fin, the tail basically, and then they have patterns that are different from one animal to another, so then you can see who is with who, and if they're switching groups, and if they're having a baby, and who is related to who basically, and follow their story. In the case of the porpoises, they all look basically the same, so you cannot really follow them this way. So that's why we almost have nothing about the behavior. It's only a few studies that were made by observing from a boat.
Fieldwork.
So, well, I usually wake up very early in the morning on the good days, because in Denmark there is not many good days where there's no wind, sunny, no waves, and so I try to get the whole day from sunrise to sunset. And then so we came here, but today there is no really porpoises here, so then we're gonna go on a boat to go to another location that is called Mole. It's a little island that way, and there's often porpoises there, but basically we'll just spend the day trying to find them all around Fyn. I also, when I have a chance, I try to put a hydrophone so I get the sound and the behavior. So we can also try to study the collocation development of the babies, the calves of the harbor porpoises. I try to follow them, of course I try to follow the same group as long as I can, but that's not always possible. So sometimes I've been able to get an hour on the same group of individuals, but still, if I cannot follow the same group, I can still get a lot of information, like breathing rates, like how often do they breathe, how do they hunt for fish, also like if they are having like affiliative behaviors, like behaviors that can indicate that they are social, because they're maybe like rubbing each other, or what is also called grooming, when they like rub each other's back, if they have aggressive interactions, or you can quantify all that even if it's not the same group.
First results.
Porpoises, we don't really know yet. We need to still analyze the data, but it seems like they might not be as solitary as we previously thought.
Breeding season.
They're now starting to have their first calves, like late June and July, and they're also breeding actually. So like they kind of give birth and mate, or if they have a baby every second year, they can have it every year, every second year. Then basically now they will kind of like, they will have a 1-year-old calf that they had last year, and then they could be mating now. But they usually have like also a breeding season when they mate around July, June, July.
Comparison to captured porpoises.
I've seen the same kind of behaviors in them, like the way they, for example, the male mate with them. We thought that it was weird, but actually we found out that it's the same way it happens in the wild, because usually it happens really fast, so it doesn't look very consensual. Like the male kind of swims really fast towards the female and kind of bumps her. And also, like when they groom each other, like when they're socializing and grabbing each other's back, it's also the same way they do it, the ones at Fieldwork. So it seems the behavior is very similar.
The drone.
So here is our drone, and this is how it looks. And the battery is full. This is the battery here, and then we just need to attach the propellers to it, which is a lithium battery, and then it can fly for around 20 minutes. Depends on if it's windy, then it will last less, but yeah, around 20 minutes. This is the remote control to basically like drive the drone. We have the charger in the lab, and because I have a bag full of batteries here, so I can use the drone for around 8 hours. And then this is an iPad. It's just a normal iPad. This is how I can see what the drone is also seeing. So I use this device because with the sun you cannot really see the screen because of the brightness, but with this thing then you can actually see it very well. I don't know. So I'm gonna turn it on. I'm just gonna move it a bit there, so like we're safe. The screen you can see basically the distance, the height, how much battery you have left, so you have like total control of what the drone is doing. They also have a GPS signal, so if I don't move the drone will keep the same position all the time. So are we ready?
Yes.
It's quite easy. It's not, in general, flying the drone is not difficult. What is difficult is maybe to find the porpoises and to follow them.